joined here by Naisu. And despite the patch coming in, right at the peak of the diversity of the metagame, it seems like nothing has changed.
That's what I was going to say. You know, we spent time crunching the numbers, talking about the changes, but ultimately, even if your RG games at home have changed, the pro players know best, and right now, we're seeing not too much difference, at least. But the pacing of the game could also change a little bit.
Which I think should be a treat, given that even while the patch, even before the patch came in, we already saw some changes coming in. Matilda being such a high priority in the draft in the weeks leading up to now. With 1.9.20 coming in, you see some changes here. You see maybe eventually when the builds come through, the way Lolita is built, the way these fights break out. Oh!
That, I mean, already first blood for Kyle Tizia. That's still a whole lot of early damage.
All right, who needs to count an extra 3 seconds when your opponent's already dead?
Yeah, and you know, to build up on that point, hold on, Haji, he should be okay. Yeah, he's the fair miss, they go in. But that was where I wanted to look at is the pacing of the build paths, or even build paths in general. Maybe it changes a little bit because, you know, for the longest time, these past, 5 weeks, we've been seeing early Thunder Belts, like not just on XP laners, but even on other roles picked up. We know some of the changes that happened to the other items, you know, even the Lantern, the Twilight Armor, I think got a little change as well.
The G-dubs.
Yeah, there's a lot that those intricate changes could cause some difference here throughout the games in Week 6.
Oh, check it out. The duel between the Sniper and the Bulletproof. And that's a TKO down bottom. Lord JM going up against two. This is a soft Hylos right now, in case you guys haven't checked it out. But wait, look at this sneaky Blacklist going for the turtle.
Yeah, he's just trying to be a distraction, and he'll accomplish it. MP the King will get that turtle. And that's another thing we could talk about since, you know, not too much action just yet is the fact that, whoa! Oh, okay, that was close. The spear.
Two ults just missing.
2 ults. It is Friday, first day of the weekend for us here. A couple ults not going to connect. But again, this Nolan pick, I'm wondering how the little bit of a buff, I guess you could say, is going to help out. Even having that, what was it, 30% slow now?
That's right, on the fracture. Yeah. Although the rest of his kit did take a hit. Now, talking about hits, Perks here. Luminor Blast setting up.
That's a good way to dodge it. Just circling you on out of it.
He also did a guiding wind, so yeah, she's so mobile. She's so mobile. It's just legendary.
So this, I mean, even the Matilda. I mean, what were they talking? They were talking on the panel too about the changes with the Flask of the Oasis, right? Final slash going to be used, and now they're going to force a fight. Flap go ahead and flicker on out, but they're going to get run down in the glorious pathway from Lord JM. Pops Avenges as well. They get a couple knockups here. Netherrealm already going to be used as well. Blacklist still trying to win the fight, but Flap finally going down. But here's the fight back as Kyle Teasy jumps on in, pounces forward, and Lord JM falls to the 1-for-2 trade.
That's one way to make the most of a bad situation. You lean hard into the fight, and I don't know how, but for some way, somehow, Falcons AP BREN just chewed through the extra HP.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, as I was watching it unfold, I'm like, man, this is a very extended fight early on, but...
Oh,
FCAP?
Nope.
Yeah, you don't follow that up.
Not like this, Marco. Don't.
Not like that.
All right. Something to note. Few here just picked up the G-dubs, his first item, the glowing wand. Something you want to definitely put on to deny the shields from Perks.
Yep.
The healing from Lord JM, the extra HP from Haji. So despite it being nerfed down to just 1% of the extra HP being dealt, that's a full 0.5% that you lost, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. It still comes down to situation. The situation.
I think with this, yeah, this is just going to be turtle in hands over to the other side. FCAP, but Blacklist trying to trade here across the map. They'll take the purple. It looks like they'll get away with it with all the mobility and utility that they have, especially with Perks here on this Matilda. But I'm not sure. FCAP, I don't think they just want to let anything go. They might try to make a play sandwich in up here top if they can, but unfortunately for FCAP, too much of Blacklist is there.
Yep, this is one of Blacklist's strengths. Again, despite their lineup changing, their identity, their game, the Ube runs in their DNA. If you look at their jersey from a different angle, it looks purple almost.
It almost looks purple?
Yeah, like physically. you squint and it looks purple. Look at this one-on-one. MP versus Flap.
Wow, one-on-one. MP He's going to get the flicker out. So that's, you know, at least something for them. And here's the pressure we were talking about earlier. Blacklist will get the tier 1 top side, so might not have found a gank earlier, but they get the objective anyway.
They just brute forced it, man.
Yeah.
Ran through.
Punch it in.
Falcons AP BREN's defense, and there wasn't much that the defending world champions could do. Sent off from that lane. Still looking at a 50-50 turtle takes. One more spawning up top, upper quarter, about 45 seconds from now. And it's the lack of action in this mid-game peak, the climax towards the post-laning phase, that you wonder, is Blacklist recovered enough? Is this 1,500 gold lead a facade? Yeah, is it enough to actually lean hard into it? Because you look at MP, even if he is down a kill, you look at Oheb, not much on the board just yet. With the help of Haji, with the help of that Faramis, and a really good Glorious Pathway, they can get away with a lot. Look at this. Oh, no.
I think that's part of the whole game plan for them. Some more pressure here, tier 1s. Blacklist just working on the objectives, and that might be the call for them, because I think that's could be a game plan, part of it anyway. Trying to go for a setup here in the mid lane. Not going to find Ogwin, but it's that of playing around the utility that we have, extended team fights even in the later portion of the game. Because we all know once that Nathan is there and online, I would say it's quite deadly.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Wow, could be in trouble here. Already going to get dropped down. He's taken out of the picture of the fight for the third turtle of the game. Oheb will get the tier 1 down bot. You still have waiting patiently there, Super Marco. I don't think he joins this fight. It is going to go for a reset, though. Perks picks up the Flask of the Oasis. Now it's just a standoff here. Perks going to jump into him. Blast also dropping down. Eternal Guard on the backside. Unfortunately, the spear won't connect, so MP will get the turtle. And now they're going to run for FCAP. They find Ogwin, and next up is Kyle TZ. Blacklist finds a big win. Are they going for more? Few in trouble. Still going to be up. A couple hits away. Haji goes in. Gets the triple. Looking for Super Marco as well. FCAP loses the fight decisively.
Or JM gets a flap TZ on him as he backs off. You know, Joseph, sometimes I hate it when I'm right. Blacklist was just waiting for that rubber band moment wherein FCAP would lean hard into a fight where they think they can with 1,000, 1,500. They think they can, but as soon as Marco missed that SOD, he missed the spear, he had to walk all the way there. As soon as that happened, it was too late. And now, Blacklist is up 3,000. They're up turrets, and now they're up on the map.
And not only that, but they've set themselves up perfectly for the Lord in about a minute, right? So FCAP, they've got a minute to kind of scrap what they can, get where they can. But even with this, FCAP isn't necessarily out of that fight for the first objective. The only problem is overcoming what we just saw, all that utility being thrown at them.
Luckily, FCAP is built to turn these things around. This is the twilight of that engagement. Folks, I think you missed the most important part wherein Kyle fell and Ogwin fell. This is even after Flap fell, so he just respawned at this point.
Yep.
Blacklist just leaned hard into that. As soon as they started dropping, again, you're talking about that mobility that Blacklist has. They can also use it the other way around, not just defensively while they're on the back foot. They can find targets that, luckily, FCAP can't clap back from. Their only real long-range engager is Super Marco on the Moscow. That's it. Everyone else needs one good dash. Yeah. That's why Few has a flicker, not a purify.
Yeah. And that's the problem of trying to fight those fights that, you know, like you said, it's a rubber band effect. I mean, even when you have this engage and then you have a disengage, you can easily kind of get your ankles broken, basically, is what happens with their ultimates, whether it's a final slash or whether it's something else, even the new Moon Blast.
Mentally and dexterity. Like your fingers are not going to be able to respond fast enough, or your hero's not going to be able to turn quick enough to disengage. That's one of Blacklist's main strengths now as they begin the Lord Shuffle, pulling it in and out, dealing just enough damage to threaten FCAP from crossing the threshold. There it is. Ult's dropped in.
Where's Pathway dropped down? Just sewing it out, and MP the King will get the Lord, no problem. So even with a lead here, FCAP doesn't want to fight. They just take the turret up top.
Suave. This is the only thing, honestly, that Falcons AP BREN can do. They have to play the map, because again, in a 5v5 situation, Blacklist is effectively playing with 8 life bars.
So where is that point for FCAP with the lineup that they have and everything we've talked about with Blacklist lineup? Where do they turn that switch on and are able to turn things around here?
I'd reckon off of two things. Number one, a solid Final Slash or a solid Numenon Blast. Luckily, again, that's why I believe FALCONS AP BREN can turn this around on a dime, even with 5,000, 6,000 ahead, especially inside the base. And then second is get Marco online. Not just in items, because again, he is built up
locked in,
on his Trinity, right? He's down about 7,000 and a half, 1,000 and a half, 7,000 to 8 point something. But also, not just items-wise, but fight-wise. Like, put him in a good position, get him with the SOD, and put him where he can actually hunt down MP, OHEB. You know what I mean? Like, those are his only two targets.
I think that's always so. Hold on. Retribution going to be used from MP to King. Just trying to juke him out, so he does that fine. Had to use the Fracture. Lord's still top, though.
Juke success.
Juke success, and right now looking to get these tier 2s. Glorious Pathway dropped down to cut them off from the turret. Holy Shield on the top side going to pop as well. BLACKLIST might look for a little more, at least a couple shields, but right now it's just cleared out from FCAP. Real quick, the point that I was going to say, yeah, Super Marco might have missed some of those Spirit Destructions earlier, but we've seen games change when he lands it. Look at Flap, the damage, hold on! Flap's going to be taken out. But now Super Marco just trying to keep the rest of BLACKLIST at bay. The front side, the guiding wind, and there's Zohead jumping on in. Numenon Blast going to be used, but finding no one to land on.
Off angle.
Down a member, not going to commit any further.
Off angle. By Flap going down, there's two things that FALCONS AP BREN can consider. Number one, the fact that it's Flap. He can die. He's a secondary roamer in this situation, a secondary initiator. Number two is it's a no-go, given that they lost one of their two life jackets, one of their two safety nets in the, again, big ticket Final Slash and big ticket Numenon Blast. See, one is out, and then the other tried to set it up. Wouldn't happen. So now maybe, with this lead being at 5,000, maybe, just maybe, they need both.
They need both at that point. I think BLACKLIST is, they need this game 1 win. So they're off to exactly what they need to. I don't think, even for this next lore, the way things have been going, even if they find a good team right here, I think FCAP still lose this because of just some of the itemizations falling into place for BLACKLIST right now. And yeah, there's something too that happened here. This is a buff, right? They removed the mana from a couple of heroes, actually.
That's right. His passive also got a buff. It's a shorter cooldown now on triggering that. So best believe this is a stronger Arlott. It's just BLACKLIST came in much stronger as well as a 5-man. Now the shuffle has begun, slightly favored for BLACKLIST. Lord approaching half health. River control is in check for the agents. Even that top lane long bush, now Lord at a 5th.
Gonna push it here. Super Marco gonna try to join the fight, but Lord already taken. And now Kyle Teasy in trouble. Look at the damage coming out from BLACKLIST. Forced to just run back to base. And there's nothing FCAP can do. They don't even want to contest the Lord.
That was a non-starter. Not even bottom lane. Given how fast BLACKLIST blasted that Lord, Marco couldn't even split. Tier 1, Joseph, Tier 1, not their mother company, but Tier 1 turret on bottom, still standing.
Still standing, and at this point too, I don't think many of these turrets are going to be left standing for FCAP because with BLACKLIST, the way they've been playing this, they're going to run it in.
If anything, that might be best case scenario. FCAP sacrifices all their inhibitors and lives to see another day. That's how far ahead BLACKLIST is. That's how clean they're playing, man. The discipline, the synchronized calls, at least past the 5-minute mark, how well they've been using each hero's kit to, you know, help build the sum of their parts. Now here we go. Glorious Pathway set in. They're looking to break in mid, trying to get through as well. Lord still standing.
They do handle Lord in there. Flap Teasy goes in with the flicker. Not what they're looking for though, and now they're going to force the fight under the turret even a little bit further. Perks jumps in very front side, has to back off. So right now FCAP doing fine. Spirit Destruction. Marco goes in, he jumps on in. Forced in the response from BLACKLIST International, and Haji's going to be the next target as he goes down. And now FCAP on the run, but Haji's already back up with the passive. Glorious Pathway dropped down to the jungle as Ogwin taken out. And now the chase down. Super Marco's going to get the stun on Lord JM. But still, Flap, one hit away. OHEB jumps on in, and the flicker will keep him alive. And FCAP, though, still looking possibly for a fight. MP on the chase, gets zoned out. Conti's in trouble. He goes in, Few taken out. Perks there to help him out. The Nether Realm as well already popped. Flap's in trouble as he falls as well. Blacklist comes out with a massive win.
Falcons have bit off more than they could chew. Blacklist going for the jugular.
They get another kill, and now it's all for the base as Blacklist decisively takes game 1.